Hey guys, it's Paradise, and Borderlands is back with the fourth entry shaping up to be a big leap forwards. So the original looter shooter is returning with a brand new planet, 4 fresh Vault Hunters, and a complete overhaul to the loot, the combat, and the movement. So in this video, we're breaking down absolutely everything you need to know before launch, from the story setup to the massive gameplay changes and the systems that will keep you coming back. If you find this helpful, don't forget to drop a like below and subscribe for more deep dives and updates. So let's jump into the world of Kairos and see what's waiting for us, as this video is sponsored by 2K Games. The first thing to know is when and where the game is releasing, and well, Borderlands 4 is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on September 12th, and it's been announced it will be coming to the Switch later this year, meaning we'll all be able to jump into the action soon. This next addition to the Borderlands series is particularly exciting though, as this one stars a whole set of brand new Vault Hunters with a new story and planet to explore. The story this time takes us to the brand new planet Kairos, which is a harsh and dangerous world that's been hidden away for thousands of years by a figure known as the Timekeeper. They've kept the population under control with spine-implanted bolts and an army of synthetic enforcers called the Order. However, we know that the Order's grip on the planet has changed dramatically after the events of Borderlands 3, when Lilith's daring teleportation of Elpis shattered the Timekeeper's control, breaking the veil that kept Kairos hidden and throwing the planet into chaos. As always, we'll be stepping into the role of these new Vault Hunters to chase down alien vaults, but this time in a playground that's split into massive, seamlessly connected zones, each with their own distinct look, challenges, and surprises, all with 0 loading screens between them. So who are these new Vault Hunters? Well, at launch, Borderlands 4 introduces 4 brand new classes, each with their own unique skills, playstyles, and backstories. We have Vex, who is a siren with supernatural phase powers, but unlike previous sirens, her abilities focus heavily on summoning minions to fight alongside her and enhance her own stats mid-battle. She can adapt her abilities based on her weapon's elemental type, making her incredibly versatile in combat. We have personally played her, and these clones get pretty powerful. It's definitely a top contender for anyone who likes summoning. Rafa, however, is a former TDR soldier who defected after growing disillusioned with the company's tactics. He wears an experimental exosuit that can digitally fabricate weapons on the fly, including his deadly arc knives, and he's built to excel in aggressive, high-mobility combat. Think of him as an ultra-cool cyber ninja, which is made even better because of the enhancements made to Borderlands 4's movement. Next we have Harlowe, who is a Gravitar. She is a master of gravity manipulation through advanced tech and gadgetry. She can pull enemies together for area of effect damage, create zones of low gravity for aerial attacks, and disrupt enemy positioning, making her perfect for crowd control and team synergy. Then we have Amon, a Forgeknight, a heavily armored close combat specialist who uses massive shields both defensively and offensively. He revolves around absorbing incoming damage and then turning that stored energy into devastating melee or explosive counterattacks. So if you want to get up close and personal and be able to take a beating, Amon is your go-to pick. Alongside their core skills, there's also the new Ordnance slot for grenades and heavy weapons. These recharge on a cooldown, so you can bring out the big guns more often without worrying about ammo. Each Vault Hunter still has multiple action skills to choose from, with skill trees offering unique augments and big build-altering capstone abilities. Traits add another layer on top, like Vex's abilities changing based on the elemental type of her equipped weapon. And then there's Repkits, another new addition, letting you bring a tactical boost such as health regen, or temporary buffs to damage and movement speed, giving you more flexibility in how you want to approach a fight and a way to heal on the fly. Borderlands has some iconic characters, so longtime fans will be happy to know familiar faces are returning too. Characters like Zane, Moxie, and Claptrap will be making appearances. The Vault Hunter Amara from Borderlands 3 even shows up in the gameplay reveal, hinting at strong ties to the previous game's story. There's also new faces like Rush, plus a robotic companion named Echo 4 that can scan the environment, point out objectives, and generally make exploration a bit smoother. This is all going to be super useful as the world has been expanded and made more dense from a gameplay perspective as well. Not only that, but the world of Borderlands 4 is more alive due to new features like dynamic weather systems and spontaneous events that can pull you into fights or activities that you weren't expecting. For example, you have dynamic activities like silos in which you're tasked with hacking an order silo. Doing so will reveal more of the map, unlock fast travel points, or even give you the location of vault key fragments. If you collect enough of these fragments, you can open vault dungeons packed with elite enemies and valuable loot, meaning you have satisfying gameplay loops that lead towards awesome loot drops, which is one aspect of Borderlands that is just so satisfying. Vehicles are still here as well, but now you can summon them at any time to catch a ride instead of going to a catch a ride station. With the new larger open world, you'll be using your Digi-Runner to cross large areas quickly, shoot down enemies, and those order silos can also redeploy you across the map, making travel faster and more tactical. Next, a big thing that stands out about Borderlands 4 is how much they've expanded the movement system. The world of Borderlands 4 is built for speed and verticality because now you have the ability to do gliding, double jumps, grappling hooks, dashes, and climbing. These abilities even spice up the combat as players can dodge attacks with quick dashes, swing in to grab grenades mid-fight, and chain mobility skills to stay one step ahead. One of the biggest overhauls has got to be the loot system though. There's 3 new weapon manufacturers joining the familiar lineup. The Order makes precise, charge and release weapons designed for careful aiming and maximum damage output. The Rippers focus on spin-up guns for sustained fire, rewarding players who keep the trigger held down. And Daedalus offers weapons that can handle multiple ammo types with ease, making them highly adaptable in long fights. Of course, the returning brands are also back and fully fleshed out. Tedior still features guns that turn into grenades when reloaded, Malawan remains the go-to for powerful elemental damage, Jacob delivers rapid-fire ricochets for precise shooters, Vladov packs high magazine capabilities and fast fire rates, Hyperion offers stabilizing shields and accurate sustained fire, and Torg is all about slow firing but devastating explosive projectiles. There is, however, a whole new mechanic on top of this, and it's the weapon licensing system. This allows parts from different manufacturers to be combined together on the same gun, so you could end up with a Torg weapon sporting a Hyperion shield and a Malawan elemental switch. Legendary drops have also been rebalanced to feel rarer and more powerful, making them even more exciting to find. And there's the new enhancement system that replaces artifacts, letting you focus on your favorite weapon brands for perks like faster reloads, bigger crit damage, or extra elemental effects. Customization is also expanded on with a suite of options for both your Vault Hunter's appearance, vehicle's appearance, and weapons, and even your new trusty drone companion Echo 4 is customizable, so you'll be able to kit yourself out differently from someone else even if you're playing as the same Vault Hunter. Now, we all love when games take replayability seriously, and for Borderlands 4 it's a big focus. One of the major complaints from Borderlands 3 was the hassle of trying to repeat farm bosses, and now you can easily replay bosses and missions instantly without having to reload any saves. Plus, the boss fights themselves have been reworked to push you to use all of your tools, your gear, your abilities, your movement options, and more to stay alive, so it's all around been improved. Co-op also sees a bunch of quality of life improvements with seamless cross-play, so you can group up with friends no matter what platform you're on. Lobbies have also been improved, and difficulty can be set individually per player. Meanwhile, loot is instanced, so everyone gets their own drops without having to fight over anything. You can even fast travel directly on your teammates, and couch co-op players will be glad to hear that 2-player split screen is making a return. So with the upcoming release, a fresh setting, and a long list of gameplay improvements, Borderlands 4 is shaping up to be a serious step forward for the series. We had our first real hands-on experience back in June, and from what we've seen so far, it's looking like it's going to be a wild ride from day one. But I do have a question for you guys. Which Vault Hunter are you going to be starting with? I'm stuck between Vex and Harlowe, but what about you? Tell us down below. Here at Arix Gaming, we're 2 friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.